welcome back to another bonus video. Today we're going to be taking a short look at one of the more unpleasant necromorph states, and at one of the more gruesome tools that we've picked up so far. The small, childlike necromorphs that we've been seeing around are known as lurkers. Their uncomfortable appearance is due to their origin in the organ banks of the Ishimura's medical deck. The non-sapient fetuses that were intended to be grown as spare parts to replace any amputated limbs and injuries among the crew have now been repurposed by the necromorph infection. As there wasn't exactly much muscle to work with, lurkers have been severely mutated to become effective hunters. Aside from the basic shape of an infant and the throaty, distorted wailing that accompanies them, everything about the lurker's flesh has been remolded and made unrecognizable. When a lurker spots a target, it responds by sprouting disgusting tentacles out of the small of its back. These unpleasantly fleshy appendages are capable of lashing or gripping onto their prey. More dangerously and more commonly, they will fire razor-sharp barbs from the tips of these tentacles. A very painful ranged attack that makes lurkers a lot more dangerous than they appear at first glance. Due to this long-range advantage, as well as their ability to cling onto walls, a lurker's favorite strategy is to keep their distance from you while jumping from wall to floor and back and firing barbs from different angles to make it as hard to dodge as possible. Their tentacles are strong and can cling on tight while attempting to drill into the victim's eyes, neck, and back, using those spare limbs to compensate for their small size and limited strength. Lurkers could easily be seen as mass-produced vermin, designed to keep you distracted from their more capable siblings. But they can still be pretty dangerous, especially since they're so sneaky. It's usually best to take them out first. Their ranged attacks can make dealing with slashers and leapers and other necromorphs a lot more difficult than it has to be. One of the quickest ways to take out a lurker is a quick line gun rack across the tentacles. Although, they're not exactly sturdy and will probably go down if you hit them with almost anything. Just make sure to not turn your back on them. Our tool belt continues to expand, with the most recent addition to it being the Disc Ripper. The Ripper is a basic industrial tool designed for the dicing and grinding of large rocks and minerals. It looks sort of like a rotary saw strapped onto the side of a massive bracer. When you unfurl the ejector port and pull the trigger, it fires a spinning serrated blade, which connects to the port by a small gravity tether. The blade, which spins at about 17,000 RPM, is held at a safe distance from the user by the tether, and it can be used to easily tear apart solid rock walls and debris. The secondary fire of the Ripper fires an untethered saw blade out at high velocity, which is a remarkably inefficient use of the very expensive Ripper blades, but still useful in a pinch. Rippers sound really cool, but in practice, anyone holding one is a walking, talking workplace hazard. The diamond-coated tungsten blades are not only sharp enough to tear through most safety equipment in moments, but the fact that the blades decide to self-combust once worn down seems like a remarkably dangerous, if admittedly efficient, means of disposal. The blade also seems to wear down remarkably quickly, but I guess that's just a gameplay convenience. I guess remarkable is really just a good general descriptor for the Ripper. It's the closest thing that we have to a melee weapon, and it's pretty much one of a kind in our arsenal. It can be somewhat tricky to get used to, but it is very powerful. One of the main issues is that the blade can easily slip past a target, which leaves Isaac helpless against their attacks. Simply lowering your aim should help guide the blade back along the floor and to the target's legs. Careful and patient use of its expensive ammunition can make the Ripper easily one of the most dangerous weapons for an experienced engineer.